Good evening, people. We're here talking Arsenal now. Today, something I wanted to do for a long time. Hope you're all doing well. This stream is going to be probably me just talking Arsenal while playing pro clubs and just enjoying the evening. Basically, I was running through Twitter and I just found, X now, it's called X. And I found a video of TalkSport pundit and Tottenham Aston Villa ex-player, Tottenham fan, I believe, and Gabby Agbonlahor, talking about Mikel Arteta and Arsenal. I just wanted to comment on that because I haven't been happy with Arsenal Football Club in the past years. I'm not happy with Mikel Arteta as well. I believe he's not the best manager available. I don't think he's the best manager for the club as well. I do agree with some of the comments that he said. I don't think Arsenal has a world-class squad. And the players that we bought so far, I mean, talking Mosquera, talking Norgård, Subamendi, I don't think they are an upgrade. We are adding to the team, but they are not an upgrade. And what we left behind, which was Thomas Partey, he left the club. Of course, we all know the situation behind it and the legal action that has been going on against him. So I think we needed to let him go and avoid any issues with the player and just find someone else, but I don't think Subamendi covers for it. So, just listening to the comments that Agbonlahor said, basically he's saying that Mikel Arteta is always making excuses, that Arsenal has a world-class team, that we are title challenges, that we should be able to win a trophy, but the manager is already making excuses. And we are always missing players based on what the manager says, and so on. Around that area of talk, and I got put on everything he said. Like, we have a manager that makes excuses every single season about players getting injured, about red cards, yellow cards. About the way the opposition plays, what the referees are doing, and it's really tiring. It's really tiring. I don't agree with what the manager has been saying in the past couple of years about Arsenal Football Club, about the way we play, about injuries and red cards and yellow cards. To be completely honest with you here, injuries are part of the game. We're gonna get players injured every single season, and it shouldn't be an excuse. If anything, we should have players to cover for every position. I have to agree that we have had bad luck with right backs and left backs, because Kieran Tierney was always injured. For me, the best left back at the club, and he still was till last season the best left back that we had at the club, but the manager didn't like him. We have Lewis Skelly now, and he is actually a defensive midfielder. Let's see, Tomiyasu again, unlucky. Glad that we let him go, because he was never available. He has an issue, and I'm hoping that he can recover from it. But to be completely honest, we cannot have a player like that in the team. Basically, you're wasting your salary cap or salary space, or because we're paying a lot for players like Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus, which are not worth what we're paying for them week in, week out. So we had to get rid of that contract. Those are unlucky situations, but still, shouldn't be an excuse. You bought Calafiori, who again got injured. But then recovered. What else? We had Timber playing through injury against PSG, which is a stupid move from the manager. I don't think he's going to be the same player afterwards. He already said in an interview that he was playing through injury. He was getting painkillers, I believe it was adrenaline. That just fucks up the player. We shouldn't have been doing that. Seriously. Why are we doing and giving that to the player? Like, that's just gonna make it worse for the future. So I don't agree with the decision the manager made. Definitely awful. But again, that just comes to what Agbonlahor said. He's completely right. The manager is making excuses because every single time we lose a game, we get out of a competition, he's talking shit about the teams that we played, about injuries, about us having to go through a rough patch of players being suspended because of referee mistakes, of not having the best players available. Like, you had a transfer window to buy players for the position that we didn't have. I just simply didn't do it. And I'm guessing it's because of this window that we're going through right now, which has been a great window so far. I'm not gonna say a great, it has been a good window. We need Esse. We need to buy Esse. And maybe, don't know, like, I would say a defensive midfielder is what we're missing. But I don't think we're gonna get a defensive midfielder. Nice goal. I think we're going to buy probably Esse. We're going to buy maybe, if not Esse, another winger, and that's going to be the end of the transfer window for us. But well, here it is again, and what a perfect cross into the box this is. Just talking and staying on topic. The pundit, he's talking the truth. We have a manager that is always talking shit, that cannot accept losing. And we saw Luis Enrique laughing at him when when the journalist said about Mikel Arteta said, and Luis Enrique just laughed because he knows he's a sore loser. He's not going to accept losing. PSG was better than us. He just started talking nonsense and excuses the whole interview. So he was getting mad. Like, how can you be angry when you know you fucked up? You play a player through injury. You haven't bought the necessary players in the previous window, and you are talking shit the whole time. Seriously, that's just disappointing. I don't agree with what the manager has been saying for the past years, and I think this the pundit, just said the truth. He's always making excuses. He doesn't accept the fact that we're losing a game, the fact that we lost a game. He's always talking about building a squad, that we need players to build a proper squad and compete. Like, bro, you have spent 800 million on creating a squad, and he was talking that stuff in this window. I believe with the amount that we have spent, actually we have $1 billion spent so far, I believe, because this season was like 55 for Subamendi, I believe, or 65. No, sorry, 55. Then 65 for Gyökeres, which for me is the best player that we've bought under him, under Mikel Arteta. Then Mosquera, Norgard. I believe they are squad players. Well, Subamendi no. Subamendi is a starter, but that's because we had to amend for Thomas Partey leaving. And what else? Mosquera, just a squad player. We need to develop him.
No panic, just passing.
So we need to develop Mosquera. He's not going to be a starter from the start, unless he has like some, I don't know, Williams leave or some magic from that type of player. But I don't think. We do have what I call. I don't think we do have that gen Mosquera. I don't think he's going to be a type of William Saliba already ready to play and be a starter in the Premier League. So the manager is going to be making excuses for me this season again. We already have the striker that we needed. He was crying about not having a striker. He was crying about not having the proper players. Like, we bought Mikel Arteta, who is actually a better striker than he is a midfielder, which is just awful if you think about it. He's an amazing 9, but he's no longer going to play there ever again unless we have an injury situation or something. So we're not going to see Mikel Arteta at 9 again. He was probably the best 9 at the football club that we had before Gyökeres. So that's an awful signing for me, unless you play him as striker or false 9. So we didn't make the right signing when we bought Merino. For again, a better 9 than a midfielder, and he was actually a midfielder before coming to the team. We bought him as a midfielder. Then Luis Skelly, again, he is a midfielder that is playing in the middle. Which for me, like, we just have been lucky that we have a nice player that is already Premier League ready, a 19. So no excuse on the left back position, no excuse on the centre mid position, because we already have Skelly who can cover that area. For me, he is the future Thomas Partey, if you ask me. And what else? Calafiori, not good enough. For me, again, another player that was actually looking better as a striker for the game against PSV. But he actually showed that he can finish the ball well. Again, the goal he scored against Man City. Beautiful goal, I believe. Well, he's actually the only one that runs in behind defenders. So that's another thing. Like, we have a defender that runs better behind defenders than the actual strikers we have. So again, not a sign that we should be proud of. But he's playing left back, so we have 2 left backs in the team already. Skelly, Calafiori, Mosquera. Supposedly he is a versatile player, so he can play left, right, centre. So we have coverage at the back. We do have good enough midfielders to play there. For me, Zinchenko, another player that shouldn't be a left back, should be in the midfield, and I forgot to add him. So if we don't sell him this season, another left back to the team. So we're talking 4 players that can play there. Zinchenko, he can play in the midfield. So that's for me, he's a better midfielder, actually, ball carrying midfielder, a better attacking midfielder, actually, because Martin Odegaard is shit. So supposedly he can play there. Well, actually he can play there. He's better there, but the manager is not going to play him in the midfield. So another manager issue, because he's not playing the players in the right position. Zinchenko supposedly came to Arsenal to play in midfield. he's not playing there, and he hasn't been playing there. He plays like an inverted left back, which is shit. What else do we have? Subimendi. We have Skelly, who can play defensive midfielder. Actually, he played there throughout his whole academy games and academy process at Arsenal Football Club, so he can play in midfield and left back. So we have a versatile player there. Again, he's better carrying the ball. He takes the ball away from the opposition. He carries the ball. He makes a great pass up front. So that tells me he is actually what we need in midfield. But again, the manager is not going to play him there, because the manager, he doesn't see the potential in players. It's like he's not open to changes. He plays a robotic way, and that's the way we play. And that's it. So Skelly, who is actually better at midfield, he's not going to play ever again there under this manager, because we stuck him on the left the whole season, and that's where he's going to stay. So, and Calafiori is not good enough to take him off. And I'm talking about taking him off because he's actually better in midfield. So, well, we have that. Martin Odegaard. So now we are going to have Martin Odegaard, hopefully Eze, and 29, Kai Havertz. I've heard a lot of people talking about Kai Havertz and how good he is when he plays in midfield. I want to see that from him this season. Again, I don't trust the manager to play him there, but he should be playing in the midfield area. Maybe he's going to do it because he's the favorite of the manager, and I'm hoping Victor Gyökeres is going to be the main striker and no one is going to take him off. So hopefully we're going to have Kai Havertz as an attacking midfielder. For me, first option, because Martin Odegaard is shit. If we buy Eze, Kai Havertz drops to the second option, and hopefully we're going to have a midfielder. So I'm hoping the manager can see what we need to win the games and what we need to win the leagues or compete in the Champions League, because I trust Kai Havertz is actually better in the midfield area than playing up front, because he's a horrible false nine. Horrible. Again, we have Madueke. Eze, hopefully if we buy him, he can play on the left or the right. We have Martinelli, which for me is actually a better striker than a left wing, but the manager doesn't see it that way, because the manager is too stubborn to play this type of player, fast, small player who is actually strong, going up front, who runs in behind defenders. The manager is not going to play him there, so we're missing on an amazing striker on Martinelli, because the manager is sticking with the plan of Martinelli playing left. So basically that's what's going to happen. And the guy the manager has been crying about the whole season, we need a striker, we need a striker. We finally got Gyökeres. It's the only striker we have, proper striker. Again, because Martinelli is not going to play there. And I know the manager is going to cry about, we only have one striker. One striker. So you're buying Gyökeres for 65 million. Why don't you find a squad player striker? Go get a squad player. A tall guy that is slow, that can play, pushing up defenders and can header the ball. Because Victor Gyökeres is not a scorer when it comes to playing in the air. I've seen the compilations, I've seen him play as well. He doesn't header the ball that well. So I don't think he's going to be a proper aerial threat. But if we can get a squad player that can actually play there and header the ball and score goals, headers, crosses, will be way better. And the manager is not going to cry about it, hopefully. So that's what should be happening. Why, I don't know, 50 million, 20 million player that can be a striker, that can, it's just going to be a squad player, and he's going to help us score goals when we need to add a striker again. If we need to add a striker, just put the guy in, him and Gyökeres, and that's basically going to be it, like, for us to try and win a game. So I think we're missing a piece there.
Not the pass he had in mind.
I was nervous
Lima has it.
on that play, yeah, but we need another striker, bro. Like, because I can smell the manager talking shit about us not having a striker, another striker, not having enough squad depth.
Teammates available. Disappointing end to the move.
Should have ran around there. Enough squad depth to carry on with the schedule of games that we have. So again, the manager is going to make excuses because that's all he does. And this season is literally win a trophy that is not an FA Cup, that is not a Carabao Cup, but win us a proper trophy, the Premier League, the Champions League, or fuck off. And we just saw our rivals, Tottenham, doing it. They had an awful season, because they had an awful season. But they won a trophy and still decided to sack the manager, because they are showing a bit of ambition. Imagine me as an Arsenal fan saying that Tottenham Hotspur, the Spurs, are showing a bit ambition. More than our club. Because they are actually sacking a manager that won something for him. Because they want to compete for every single competition. That's just ridiculous. Me talking that way about Tottenham Hotspur. Talking about how they have been showing more ambition. Because they sack a manager that won them a trophy and because they want to compete. I mean, it can backfire. I'm not gonna lie. Seriously. It can be the worst decision they made, but at least they are trying it. Since I've been an Arsenal fan, we have always been stuck to managers that win nothing. Arsene Wenger, for example. How many years until he won an FA Cup? I lost count. You can search it up.
Doing everything possible to keep possession.
And we stuck with him because he gave us a lot of hope and he gave us trophies and we were invincible under him. That's... I mean, he could have gave us anything. A Champions League or a Premier League, 2 in a row or something. He didn't win us a trophy like for 11 years until he won the FA Cup. Then he won like other 2 FA Cups. He should have retired in the 3rd one. Stuck to his plan of staying at the club. And got out of the club from the back door. And we stuck with him. Then we got Emery. He lost the dressing room. We kicked him out. And then we bought, supposedly, Arsenal legend Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta was a shit player for us, an awful player. I never liked him as a player. And not only that, he is an Everton legend, not an Arsenal legend. He is an Everton legend. Because Everton, he played most of the time with Everton. He was their captain. Like, he's an Everton legend. Never in a million years, an Arsenal legend. You cannot put him up with Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp, Pires, Ljungberg, Tony Adams. I mean, you cannot do that, bro. Seriously. And they are talking about Mikel Arteta like he was a legend of the club. Never in a million years. He was lucky Arsene Wenger bought the club. Bought the player. He was lucky that Arsene Wenger wanted him. And because of players like that, Arsenal has been in an awful patch since the Wenger era.
A decisive clearance it was.
So, I'm just saying, why are we sticking with a manager that makes us a laughingstock? That's something that he wanted to talk about when he came in. That Arsenal needed to be dangerous more than ever, and we had to put fear in the stadium, and we had to be a better club. We had to act like a big club and show ambition. We haven't showed that in years. In years. And under him, we're a laughingstock. Under him, again. Because we have won no trophies. The guy is an excuse maniac.
Michael. Untidy on the ball.
He's a sore loser, so everyone is just waiting for him to speak, so they can have something to laugh at us.
Potential danger here. Can he take advantage?
And everyone just like laughs at us for losing an 8-point lead on the league. Like, seriously, when I read I didn't read it, I actually heard the stat from a pundit saying no Premier League club has ever lost the league having an 8-point advantage.
Well, there you have it. The hosts have had so much of the
And we had that against City. And I remember the first thing I thought when I heard that stat from the pundit. I thought we're going to be the first club to actually lose the league after being up by 8 points. And we actually were the first team to do it. Because we never show ambition. And because the manager is shit. We didn't bought the right players on that transfer window. We got like Trossard, a good squad player that could carry us to win a league. But we needed more. We needed way more than Trossard. And we just bought Trossard. Where's the ambition? Seriously, where the fuck was the ambition?
That's a good ball. Interception to snuff out the danger.
No ambition whatsoever. And we have been like that for ages. Like, if you talk to me about what we need to do in this window, I think we have done good businesses. With the exception of Madueke, he's never 55 million with add-ons. No, nowhere in a million years. So we made a mistake there, but He's a player that is going to probably add to the squad. We have to give him a chance. It's just that the guy is worth like 25, 30 million at best. So we made a bad business there. We could have used that money to buy a second striker, a 9, a number 9. But we didn't. We just bought Gyökeres. And now the excuse is going to be, we only have one striker, we needed more. He's doing what he can because he's the only 9 that we have in the team. He's an amazing player, but he needs some rest. And we don't have strikers other than him. We have Kai Havertz, but he's a false 9. Martinelli is not a real striker. And those are the excuses that are going to come from Mikel Arteta. It's always like that. So talking about the comments that Agbonlahor has been saying on TalkSport, and I saw some people raging about it. Like, seriously, take the bandage off your eyes. The manager is an excuse master. He has been kept at the job for 5, probably 6 years, making excuses of why he didn't win a game, why he didn't win the league, why there are so much players injured. That's his issue. Fix the issue. Why are they getting injured? Why are the players getting injured? Is it because of your training method? Is it because of the physio? Why? Fix it. You're on the training ground. What have you done to have all those players injured? Hamstring injuries. Seriously, a hamstring injury. How is this club? Every season showing hamstring injuries. Why? Why hamstring injuries? I don't think there's any other club with hamstring injuries, one after another, every single season. So if you are at the training ground, you create the training sessions, find out the issue and fix it. And we have not done that.
Just 1 minute of stoppage time, say the
So,
officials.
again, it comes down to the manager, the people with him, to find out solutions. We haven't. I'm not raging about Victor Gyökeres being in the team. I think he's the best available striker. For me, he's the best striker as of now. And I'm hoping we got what we paid. I'm hoping we got the player that I saw at Sporting, the player that I saw at the Champions League games against City, against Porto as well in his league. I'm hoping we got that player. Yes, he needs to develop the header. Sure, he's 27, he's old. You can say the guy is not good at heading the ball. Again, you can fix that with training. What I'm raging about is we didn't have a striker, a proper striker, the past seasons, other than Nketiah, but he's shit. And we're buying only one. When we could have bought the main striker and a secondary option. A guy that was going to make the job done in the 90th minute after just coming on in the 75th minute. Gabriel Jesus, I'm not taking him in consideration because, again, always injured. The manager fucked him up by rushing him to play after the injury. And he has not scored a goal in ages for us. So you can stick him to the left wing, and that's where he plays.
Well, let's see this again. This is
Maybe
counter-attacking football at its very
an
best.
attacking
And the
midfielder
finish is
when you
clinical.
really need
He
goal.
just makes it look so easy, doesn't he?
And why? Because he's the only player that I've seen constantly in the middle of the park to take on players and get us a foul in favor. So again, we need another striker. We need to add to the squad depth of the striking options. And I'm telling you people, he's going to start making excuses that we only bought Gyökeres to play in that position. Because Gabriel Jesus is going to get injuries again this season. He's not going to be available 100%. He's not going to be a scorer for us. And he's not going to be the player that we thought we were going to get from Man City. So, talking about the club, talking about Arsenal Football Club, the comments that Gabby Agbonlahor said, I completely agree with him. The manager has always been an excuse master. He has always been a type of guy that is a sore loser. He's not going to accept that the other team was better than him. He's not going to accept that the other manager outplayed him. He's not going to accept it because he's a sore loser. And I believe we're going to be short this season. We're not going to win the league. We're not going to win the Champions League. The manager is not good enough. There are good enough available managers at the moment. And with the project that Arsenal has, it's an attractive place to come. So you just go offer the money that you want. Offer the money that the manager wants. And just remember, Mikel Arteta is the best paid manager at the moment. The awful manager that we have, that has won one FA Cup in 6 years, is the best paid manager. So why don't we offer the money to someone else that is proven? Inzaghi, for example, was available. He left now for the Saudi League. We missed that chance. But there are a lot of managers that are available, better than Mikel Arteta, and that can get us to win a trophy. Still, I'm just talking right here, but the market is available to get us a better manager. The market is available to get a second option for a striking position. Because I don't trust Gabriel Jesus. Actually, we could sell him. We should be selling him. But we're going to give this player another chance because that's what the manager wants. Martin Odegaard not good enough. Subimendi, we have to give him time, but I don't think it's going to be a player that is going to adjust fast to the Premier League. I don't think he is a type of player that we expect it to be. Like we expected Thomas Partey, he's not that type of player. He is more like a Granit Xhaka type of player. And we're going to see how the season goes so far. We need to buy Eze. For me, this is going to be a great transfer window if we buy Eze. But it's going to be an 8 out of 10. Why an 8 out of 10 if we buy Eze? Because we're missing a striker that can come off the bench and play as a 9. As a pure 9, a Giroud type of player that is going to help Gyökeres to score goals. That is going to help Gabriel Jesus eventually if we put him in to score a goal in the late minutes. So we are missing that. And also because the manager is going to start making excuses about we missing another striker to help Gyökeres. He is always making excuses. Every single time he loses, every single time we get trashed on, every single time we lose the league, we get out of a competition, he is making excuses. and he's going to make excuses again. So for me, like, he's a mediocre manager with a mediocre mentality, and I'm hoping he shuts my mouth this season, but I don't think it's gonna happen. So far with the Gyökeres bought and Mosquera just announced, Norgard and Subimendi. Norgard for me, not good enough, but is a squad player, is an addition that we can use. It's for me a type of El Neni type of player. But so far for me it's a 6 out of 10 because we're missing Eze. If we buy Eze, it's an 8 out of 10. The Madueke money that we spent is taking the transfer window down, because that guy is a 35 million player at best. We could have, we just gave the money to Chelsea, but again, he's young, he can develop in a better player. I think he is an unpredictable type of player, which is something we need. But on the bad side, he loses the ball too much. He's not good at passing the ball. So we're getting an unpredictable type of player for us as well, which is not helpful. Hopefully we can change that. We got a backup for Saka. We need to take minutes off Saka to avoid injuries, to avoid tiredness. So for me, it's an 8 out of 10. If we buy Eze. So I'm just talking about if maybe we need to get the business done. And hopefully we will. But the main issue here, and I do back the comments on Gabby and Agbonlahor, we have a manager that is always making excuses, talking shit, don't accept losing, sore loser completely, a sore loser. And we are lacking a world-class manager. We don't have a complete squad yet because of the issues that we had with Edu and Mikel Arteta. Martin Odegaard is not good enough. That is a position that we need to fix. I think we are losing power in the defensive midfielder area, because we lost Thomas Partey. Subimendi is not a replacement for him. Subimendi is more of a replacement for Granit Xhaka if we play Declan Rice as a type of Thomas Partey player. I think that is the most assertive way to fix the Thomas Partey departure. Hopefully the manager finds out that is the solution. But so far, I'm just gonna say I agree with what the pundit said. And you can search it on TalkSport, on X. And it pains me to say that a Tottenham legend or fan, because he's actually played for Aston Villa or West Ham, something like that. I don't watch those teams, to be honest. But it pains me to give the reason to a guy that hates Arsenal, that isn't a Tottenham fan. But he's right. We act as a mediocre club every time we lose. We act as a small club every time we go to the transfer window, with the exception of every time we buy a Chelsea player. So I'm happy with the window. I think we're still missing pieces, but we have to fix the issue during the season, and hopefully the manager is going to get, a light bulb in his head, and we're going to get the job done. But to get the job done, we need to go to the summer transfer window. Well, I don't know if you're in summer, but the mid-season window, and add a squad depth to the squad. Like, we need to add squad players that can actually help the team to win something. That's my controller gone. But yes, the That's basically what I have to say. It pains me to give the reason to someone that is a Spurs fan, but he's right. We have a manager that is always making excuses. We have a manager that is not good enough, that shows everyone that we have a small club mentality, starting from the manager. And just the last thing I want to say, I'm hoping Marca is talking shit. They always do. But supposedly William Saliba wants to go to Real Madrid. So that's a worrying scenario. If he goes to Real Madrid, we should be selling him for 120 mil, 150. He's the best he's the best defender as of now in the world. He has his fuck-ups sometimes, but he's young, and he, for me, is the best defender in the world right now. So if we are going to let that guy go, we better get money so we can buy a decent enough replacement and add more to the squad. So hopefully Marco is talking shit, but if it happens, he has to be more than 100 million, because we need to recover from that loss. And yes, that's basically what I want to say. Arsenal Football Club, Mikel Arteta mainly, he's the main issue, the rotten apple. I do agree with the comments that Gabby Agbonlahor said. Pains me to say that a Spurs fan is right, but he is, and it's just ridiculous that this sort of thing has to happen when it comes to our club. But we do have a small mentality at the moment because of the manager always making excuses. So hopefully it's going to change. For me, no excuses next season. We have spent almost 200 million, 1 billion spent since the manager came to the club. So I mean, 100 billion, like 1 billion spent. No excuses. If we lose, we lose. You're not good enough. Get off my club. Get the fuck out of my club and get us a proper manager. You cannot be making excuses with 100 billion spent, and a bunch of that money spent on goalkeepers as well. So I do agree with that Agbonlahor. I think he's right. No excuses this season, and we should be winning a trophy, a major trophy. That's all I'm gonna say. Thanks a lot, people, for hearing what I have to say, and hopefully this is going to be the season, and hopefully the manager is going to stop with excuses and all this bullshit.